What's crack-a-lackin', you beautiful investors? How you doing today? Welcome back to the channel, right? For another freaking video. It's your boy D, and this is D's Daily DD, and the DD stands for due diligence. All right, guys, I found our boy, right? I found our boy Gary. He's actually, been working, and I'm gonna point out, what I found and stuff. But next week should be interesting, to say the least, right? We got a big meeting and a vote coming up, and I'm gonna explain what I'm talking about right there. But man, I thought maybe, the hedge funds had got him or something, I was like, where's Gary? You haven't heard about him or seen him, right? All right, but he seems to be good. He's just busy working, all right? Cool, so the market just took a tank right now, guys. I'm watching the last 30 minutes here, and it's absolutely just diving, right? Down, down, down. I'm talking about everything, and almost every graph looks the same right now, okay? So yeah, let's talk about that. We're gonna talk about some BBIG things. We're gonna talk about some FTDs, AMC and Lucid. All right, guys, pretty much everything in the morning ramped up. It was on a run a little bit, right? And then it just kind of all came crashing down as the trading day went on, all right? So yeah, let's get to it. As far as tomorrow for AMC, guys, in my opinion, guys, if you want to buy, right? It's your money. Make your decisions, buy or sell the stock that you want. But for the apes, guys, I think we need to show up tomorrow, right? Not financial advice, but make your own decision for tomorrow. But I want to see 100 million volume or more tomorrow, right? If we're gonna do this, like, let's do this, right? So I'm saying, like, tomorrow, I put in some cash tomorrow that I want to, some dry powder, right, to use tomorrow to buy some shares, all right? So just that's what I'm gonna do, okay? You do what you want to do, but yeah, if we see that 100 million volume, guys, then we know we're talking, right? Cool. So I just wanted to put that piece out there. Yeah, so that's just my opinion, all right? So let's go back into let's get into it. Okay, so first off, like I said, this is what the market looked like. This is the SPY, right? You broke a key level of support right here, okay? And that's why you see this it was a push and it broke just completely, right? So I'm just like, all right, let's just close the markets, right? I've seen enough. But yeah, you could see everything got oversold, so it was an overreaction, all right? But here, let's talk about the big news that I want to get into, that I think it's good news for us, right? So the US SEC to vote next week on boosting hedge fund disclosures from Gary Gensler, okay? And what he's saying is that the US SEC and exchange, right, will vote next week to propose boosting hedge fund disclosures in a bid to enhance industry oversight and investor protections. The agency chair said on Wednesday. Ooh, he knows, right? They are watching then. That means they're paying attention, guys. On the low, right? So Gary Gensler told reporters that the SEC will vote to propose rule changes to the foreign private fund, which many hedge funds and other private funds file quarterly detailing for their purchases and sales of securities. All right. So to me, they're saying they're going to look for more transparency, which is what we've been asking for them to have to report their short positions and so on. All right, guys, this could be a catalyst as well. While Gensler did not detail the proposed changes, he has previously said that the SEC was exploring increasing the frequency and details of such disclosures. The foreign PF is mandated by 2010. Okay, retail, let's see. Financial reform law is also used by the financial stability that monitor risks to the U.S. financial systems, right? Yeah, so critics say the forms do not provide sufficient information that hedge funds are able to operate with too little transparency, right? We've all been saying that. The sector drew fresh scrutiny after hedge fund deleveraging contributed towards turmoil in the U.S. Treasuries market in March 2020, and hedge funds were again at the center of last year's GameStop, meme-stop saga. Gary added that on Wednesday, the agency would also next week propose new rules to boost corporate pay disclosures, specifically the pay versus performance metrics, its workforce, and increase transparency in the trading of U.S. Treasuries. Bam, guys. All right, that's what we've been asking for, right? So that's something that's coming up next week already, all right? So all eyes are on this, guys. AMC, right? Everything's happening the way we've actually been calling it, right? Cool. So let's go and look at AMC chart real quick. Same thing, right? I see you apes. I see you guys got happy early, right? This boost right here, that was a nice run from 18 to 20. That could have also been just a small hedge fund, like also closing out. They're like, well, I'm not dealing with these guys tomorrow, right? And then the same thing, right? So we saw some strength in the morning, came down, could have been like a cup and handle, but it unfortunately the market just tanked, all right, and brought everything down with it. So let's see, we can go look at the daily. The RSI still oversold, guys. So we should see a reversal at some point, right? The MACD, crossed over towards the end, and we've just seen a lot of selling pressure recently, right? But we're looking for that buying pressure to come back in. But it's just, man, everything is just not looking good, guys. Like, it is a bear market, guys, right? Like, we've seen so much red and so many losses lately. Like, it's everywhere, the whole market, right? So this is where we get our levels from. We saw that it's finding support here at the 17, and tomorrow, where we could expect resistance is going to be at 20 and at 23, right? And then we can move up, right? But what I did want to, I think on the 2-minute chart, let's see. Was it here? Yeah. Okay. So this gap needed to be filled, right? And this is why, in my opinion, you got this boost to go fill that gap. So that's filled now. All right, so now we got to see what happens tomorrow, guys. All right, let's bring it, right? We can take a look at this real quick. So this, I've had this chart here like the same way. Haven't really made any changes to this one, but check it out. Look where it caught support, right? The last support line right there from the fan, showing you right here. These were the levels, right? So they broke this one. So I was expecting it, and you see a little bit of a bounce there, all right? But yeah, we need a rally tomorrow, right? Let's go look at the options chain real quick. This is AMC because it's the most updated one. They do update it daily. So these are the calls for this week. Yeah. Again, there is more volume. If you don't know about options, guys, you can go ahead and study up on it. They're very, very risky because you can lose your whole investment. So I don't trade them very often right now, especially because of what's happening, right? But yeah, so check out the volume here at 20, right? So this is where we could get a push up. And then again, like if we bring it and we pull some triggers, guys, like cross some wires and stuff, it's going to go, in my opinion, all right? And the higher it gets, the better, of course. There's more fuel along the way to boost the price. All right, so let's see the puts. This is again where we want to get out of, right? Where everybody's talking about this $20 strike right here has 35,000 for puts. All right, so the more we can get out of the money, if you're an ape, the better, right? And tomorrow we need volume, guys. We need that interaction, right? And then let's see the FTDs, guys. There's nothing major coming up yet that they have to pay back, right? Until the 25th. All right, so tomorrow's what, the 21st. So we're not gonna have much help, I don't think, from the FTDs to give us pressure, right? Buying pressure. They changed the max pain, so it was down at like 19 or something yesterday. Now it's at 22. So are we gonna close around that price, right? Usually it does. And then the naked shorting report, right? This is for AMC. You can see that the short volume has been absolutely insane, 64%, 13 million, right? And then they've been trying to push down the calls right out of the money. And they had 7.3, I think, this morning. So they used some of those shares to attack us. So in my opinion, guys, tomorrow, if we can buy more than 6.9 million as a retail, as collective tomorrow, then we can, over leverage them, and that's all they have supposedly, right? 5.9, there's 6.9 million. So 50,000 calls in the money right now. And yeah, right here, we have a lot of potential to help us boost some price action, all right? And then this will also affect next week, guys. Depending on how many people exercise their contracts, it could give us a boost right in the beginning of the week. And we have that meeting coming up, like I said, that our boy Gary's throwing there, right? All right, guys. So that's it. That's all I got on AMC. Let's go ahead and move on to BBIG. All right. And it's very volatile, guys. This thing is a squeeze play. I'm not going to get into the fundamentals, and I don't want to get people too excited, but these are the levels that the Fibonacci shows right from this bull move right here, this bull run. The top price it's showing is 1753. Now, it's not always going to make it all the way, right? These are just kind of guidelines. What I want to point out, though, is that it does work, right? Because look at this. right? With AMC, if you took that bottom and you took it all the way to the top, you would have been able to predict almost the top, right? It didn't go all the way to the very, let's see, what was the very, very top? Yeah, so 83 would have been the absolute top, but it bounced and it got rejected at this level, right? And then came crashing down, right? Or it got shorted down, I should say. So that's just what I want to point out with the Fibonacci's, all right? So let me zoom in a little bit. Let's just look at what's happening here. You know, we have these levels of support. There's a reason why this bounced off of this perfectly right there, right? So let's go back. And we're in this bottom channel, all right? And you know, we were looking good in the morning, got a little boost, and we were up or sorry, no, it opened negative, right? So we're trying to make our way back up here, okay? And these would be the other levels of support that it would have to break. So this one down here at about 328, and the last one here is at 283, okay? So remember, that's why I like technical analysis. Now, it's not always 100% correct, right? There's a lot of room for error. But when you kind of get the ranges, you see where it ripped, bounced, came down, Fibonacci, and support levels, right? Support and resistance, guys. I mean, that's what the supply and demand is going to show you, right? So here, this is a big area right here where we're the $4, $3.90 to $4 area, right? There's a reason why. Now it's using it as support. Okay, so I expect to see a bounce here. And if we start to rip because of the FTDs, right? Which look, if we go to stocks era, BBIG, this coming 20, 21st, 24, 25th. This is the big one, $7.4 million, right? This is how much it's worth. And the failure was 2.3 million on the 21st of December. Okay, so I still expect to see some more upside action, guys, honestly. But the markets took a tank and brought it down with it. Okay, so let's see. BBIG is at 387 right now. All right, so let's see if it can reverse here. If you're a bear, like I said, it's gonna come down to around this level, in my opinion. All right, guys. What else? I needed to point something out. Okay. So the whole thing that started this run, right, was the Cryptide news. So this record. Okay, so once this record date comes out, Vinco will pay out the stock dividends to these holders, according to the press release. Vinco is distributing this dividend in a 1-to-10 ratio. This means that for every 10 shares of BBIG one owns, they will receive 1 share of Tide stock. Okay. Vinco expects there to be 19 million shares of Cryptide common stock after the spin-off. The company expects the dividend to be tax-free, and those receiving Tide stock will not sacrifice the BBIG positions. So they would give you, it's a whole nother ticker, it's a whole nother thing, and they would give you shares of it, right? If you own BBIG, so then you would own both, all right? Cool, so let's just go over and look at the options chain, guys. I mean, man, we were looking really, really good for a gamma squeeze for this week, right? If it would have kept going the way it was, we would have seen some pressure go up, right? But the $4 range is key, guys. Like, we need to close above 4 tomorrow in order to have some similar price action this coming week, right? Monday, Tuesday, so that they can go and find these shares on Monday, Tuesday, depending on how many people exercise them, right? Their calls. But yeah, I mean, it's funny, like it goes all the way to 24, and there's a lot of calls here, 31,000, all right? So yeah, we would need some heavy price action. And if it were to cross these levels, guys, like up to 6 or around here, right? 750. Whew, that's how you get into, that's how the market makers get into problems, and you see things rip, all right? Naked shorting report again. You know, Fintel reports 0 shares available to short, which I know it's not the whole picture, but you got to look at this short volume. I mean, 67 million shares were shorted, 60%, and it was 110 volume, right? So I mean, every single time they see the price rip, right, they just start shorting it and bringing it down. All right, cool. That's all I got for BBIG, guys. It is a squeeze play. It is a volatile play, so it's gonna move hard, right? Cool. So let's go on. I just want to touch on LUCID. Okay, we still have the fib right here because it's been following it, right? LUCID today was unfortunate because it started off pretty good, right? It had a big push. I'm gonna bring up the chart here on my phone so I could look at it. So yeah, it started off at 42 right in the morning, pushed all the way to 42, and then down to 40, and now it's at 38 to 85. So the same thing, just as the SPY, just run up and crashed a little bit, right? But as you can see, these are the levels that it bounces at. This could be considered a triple bottom now, right? But the good part is, guys, that the PIF, right, I don't think they sold, which is the main investor in Saudi, and I don't think they're pulling their shares, right? I think they're long-term investors, and I think they really are backing Lucid up, right? They put up a lot of money to start, and they basically doubled it, right, if not tripled it already. But it is showing that this level is a big trading level for Lucid, right? But at the same time, guys, you know, eventually I think we're gonna fill this. So this could be a big like a big cup and handle, right? And then you see how the fib goes all the way to 54 here, which is right where this is. All right, that's why you have these key levels. That's how, you know, you got to pivot, guys, and look at both angles, right? But for me, guys, like if it dips, I'm buying shares, right? I'm buying shares over time to accumulate. That's just my strategy. Now, if you're bearish and it breaks 39, again, it's going to come down and test 36, 35. That's another key support, right? And yeah, here you could see the Fibonacci's here, all right? Cool. So let's see. Do I have any news? I don't think I have any news on Lucid, but I just wanted to I pointed out the news yesterday, right, with Jay Leno. Let's refresh this, make sure it's up to date. So the key levels, you know, what I do like, I mean, there's still, tomorrow's going to be, you know, a big day for all these stocks, because these are the calls, right? So 40, these were in the money, guys. Now they're out of the money, and that's 31,000, right? 42, they got in the money for a little bit, and then you have all these other ones too, right? So there is, I think we're going to close somewhere between, let's see, 40 and 42. Let's go look at the puts. And you have, let's see, see, they're trying to get all these in the money. So ideally, we would want to see this 40, right, go out of the money. And I hope it doesn't come all the way down here, but we're looking at, like I said, that 35 level. Hopefully all of these, right, because I'm bullish. Hopefully I'm thinking all of these will expire out of the money, okay? That would be ideal. And yeah, so that's all I got for you guys today to report on, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to the new subscribers. Yeah, so tomorrow, guys, you know, it's a big day for all of us. And hang in there, guys. We got to fight for what we believe in, right? We can't just let these market bullies just push us around, right? And let's see, let's switch it up back to close this video out. You know, I just want to thank you guys for the support. You know, I'm getting a lot of new subscribers, new people coming to the channel, right? So to the subscribers, guys, if you want, share the video with your friends, the people you know, right? Get them to subscribe if you can, right? You know, every subscriber is much appreciated. And yeah, I'm going to continue doing this, right? Bringing you guys the newest, latest info that I can find. And that way we become knowledgeable over time as well. And then the experience also helps you out in the long run, okay? Guys, so yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. All right, it's going to be good. Peace.